It is now the defense's turn to present its case in the Chad Daybell trial. Local News 8's Linda Larson is live outside the Ada County Courthouse in Boise. Linda, what happened inside in court today?
Todd, this is the day of testimony that a lot of people have been waiting this entire trial to hear, to see what the defense would present to try and create some reasonable doubt in Chad Daybell's guilt. It is day 26 of testimony in the triple murder trial of Chad Daybell, but day one of the defense's attempt to try and save Chad Daybell's life. A huge crowd was on hand this morning trying to get into the courtroom to see what defense John Pryor, Chad's attorney, will be offering, but many of them were turned away. The first witness that was called for the defense is Chad's daughter, Emma Murray. Pryor said that he talked to Emma 3 times to prepare her to testify, including last night. Pryor asked Emma questions about her mother's health. Emma said that her mother's health had been declining and that she was tired all day long. She also talked about several other issues that the prosecution brought in as evidence, including the Google search on Chad's computer about wind directions the day before Tylee's body was burned and buried.
And there was some testimony about a Google search for south-southwest wind. And that would have been on 9/8 of 19. Do you recall that?
I do.
And was that your father who did that search?
That was me.
And what was the purpose of doing that search?
I saw a rainstorm. We were planning an outdoor event, and I wanted to know if those clouds were coming our way. The weather forecast for where we live in Rexburg is sometimes inaccurate because we don't live in Rexburg. So I was trying to be an amateur meteorologist, and the weather app said it was coming from the southwest, and I didn't know if that meant it was coming or going from the southwest. And so I did a Google search on the desktop computer that my parents kept in the living room.
During her testimony, she talked about when her mother's body was exhumed and an autopsy was performed, and how her family was not notified about anything before it happened. She said she also felt that she was being unfairly treated by law enforcement. During cross-examination, Lindsay Blake started by saying that Emma said she was going to tell the truth. Blake then asked her a series of questions about evidence that had been brought into the trial, which she mostly answered, "I don't remember."
Do you recall your dad in early June of 2020 telling you not to cooperate with law enforcement?
I don't remember him saying that.
You don't remember a phone call in which he relayed to you, probably better if you just don't cooperate?
I don't remember that.
She admitted to talking with her dad almost daily. She said that her dad never told her to say anything. Just before we broke for lunch, Garth Daybell, Chad's son, took the stand. He talked about the morning that his mother was found dead.
I observed my mother had rolled partially out of bed with her legs entangled in the sheets. And my instinct was, oh, she needs help. So I immediately grabbed her by the shoulders and lifted her up back into the bed.
Okay. And at that point, you felt her arms were cold?
Yeah, I felt she was cold and stiff, and
Okay.
she was gray, and I realized she's not been breathing.
All right, so after that testimony was finished with Garth, we heard briefly from Forrest Fisher, who was an attorney that represented Garth for the grand jury hearings. And then after that, Emma's husband, Joseph Murray, took the stand. We ended with his testimony today. He talked about the paintball gun and how he was sure that that incident was with a paintball gun and not an AR rifle. He will be back on the stand tomorrow, and of course, we'll be bringing you full coverage as the defense case continues. Todd, back to you.